Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of the broadcast receiver tutorial. So in the last video we learned how to statically register a broadcast receiver that listens to implicit broadcasts. Implicit broadcast means that whatever component sends this broadcast doesn't specify our broadcast receiver directly by its class name. Instead it just specifies an action and we can decide to listen for this action and react to it. Static means that we registered our broadcast receiver in the manifest file. And this way we can receive this broadcast even if our app is not currently running. So if the system sends any of those broadcasts, our app would be started just for the purpose of reacting to them. And when a lot of apps statically register to the same implicit broadcast, they all will be started at the same time, which of course is a big problem for the memory of the device. And this is why since Android Nougat and Android Oreo we have some strict limitations on these static implicit broadcast receivers. Most of them just don't work anymore, like our connectivity change broadcast here. And we saw this in the last video when we tried to run this on API level 26. We didn't receive this broadcast. There are some broadcasts that are whitelisted and still work. For example, our boot completed broadcast here. But this is just for a few that are either very important or very infrequent. However, these limitations do not apply to dynamically registered broadcast receivers. Dynamically means we don't put them into our manifest file like here, but instead we register them in a context of our application. This could be the application context itself, which means that we could listen for the broadcast as long as our app is running, even if it's in the background. This could also be in the context of a particular activity. So as long as a specific activity is running, we would listen for this broadcast. Or we could also do something like, as long as our activity is in the foreground, we listen to a broadcast. And when it goes into the background, we stop. And we will learn how to dynamically register a broadcast receiver in this video. For this we delete our whole receiver tag here. And we also don't need our permission here anymore, so we can delete this as well. Now our manifest file is back to its original state and we switch over to our main activity Java file. To register our broadcast receiver in Java code, we have to create an object of it. So we create an example broadcast receiver. We call it example broadcast receiver equals new example broadcast receiver. And in this example, we will listen for broadcasts as long as our app is in the foreground. So we will register it in onStart and unregister it in onStop. Now it's important that you unregister a broadcast receiver in the appropriate lifecycle callback method. So for onStart this is onStop, for onResume this would be onPause, and for onCreate this would be onDestroy. If you want to learn more about the activity lifecycle and its callback methods, I will put a video on that topic into the info card box in the top right corner of this video. So we go into onStart, and the same as in the manifest file we have to define an IntentFilter, because this way we can specify what actions we want to listen to. So we create an IntentFilter object, let's call it filter equals new IntentFilter. And here we can pass the action that we want to listen for, which we get with connectivity manager dot connectivity action. This is the same connectivity change action that we listened for in the last video, semicolon. Now instead of passing the action in the constructor here, you can also pass it with add action, and this way you can also add more than one action to this filter. But we will only specify one action in this example, and then we simply call registerReceiver, pass our example broadcast receiver and the IntentFilter. It's that simple. And in onStop we simply call unregisterReceiver and pass our example broadcast receiver. Here we don't have to define an IntentFilter because we just unregister it. This will be triggered when our app goes in the background, and this will be triggered when our app goes back into the foreground. If you want to keep this broadcast receiver active even if the app is in the background, you can register it in onCreate and unregister it in onDestroy. This would keep the broadcast receiver alive for the lifecycle of this activity. If you want to keep it active as long as your whole application is running, then you have to register it in the onCreate method of the application class. Okay, and now let's make some slight changes to our example broadcast receiver class. We can delete this boot completed if statement here because we don't listen to this broadcast anymore, but we still want to listen for our connectivity action broadcast. Again, we don't need this if check here. We can also listen for this broadcast without it because we have specified it in the IntentFilter. But this way we can make sure that we are reacting to the correct broadcast. And these broadcasts can also send extra data over their intent. For example, our connectivity change broadcast sends information about the connectivity state, if there is a connection or not, what triggered the broadcast receiver and so on. So let's take a look at one example. We delete this toast message here. And this connectivity action broadcast sends a Boolean extra, which is true when there is no connectivity. So we create a variable Boolean no connectivity equals intent.get Boolean extra. Here we have to specify the name for this extra. And for the system broadcasts, there are constants for these strings. Gonna put this into a separate line. We get this constant with connectivity manager .extra underscore no connectivity. And this contains this information. We also have to specify a default value, which will be applied if this extra doesn't contain anything and we pass false. Down here we close it with a semicolon. And then depending if this no connectivity boolean is true or false, we will show a different toast message. If no connectivity, if this is true, which means we don't have internet connection, we will show another toast message, which says disconnected. Else, which means we have a connection, toast connected. And in later parts, when we create our very own broadcasts, we can send data to our receivers the same way. Okay, so let's test it. As you can see, we immediately see our connected toast message. This is because this connectivity change broadcast is a so-called sticky broadcast, which means that it stays around after it has been sent. And when we listen to it, we receive it instantly. We can test this by leaving our app, which now unregistered our broadcast receiver because we went through onStop. And when we start it again and go through onStart, we see our toast again because of the sticky broadcast. And when we turn Wi-Fi and our mobile data off, we see disconnected because this information is contained in this extra. Connected. When we put our app into the background and disconnect Wi-Fi, we don't see a toast message because we only registered this receiver as long as our app is in the foreground. If you want to see another example for this, I will put a link to my Wi-Fi state video into the info card box in the top right corner as well. There we listen to the Wi-Fi state broadcast, and depending on the extra it sends, we turn a switch in our activity on or off. So if you want to see another example for a dynamically registered system broadcast receiver, you can watch this video as well. And also make sure to subscribe to the channel to not miss the upcoming parts of the broadcast receiver tutorial. Take care.